Hey, what is up guys? My name is BobLyn, aka PabLoon, and welcome back to another video. This is a top 5, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 toxic ships. And a disclaimer, of course, this is my opinion, so these are the top 5 ships that I find really toxic, and some of these I play. And I have provided gameplay for the ships, or at least the ones I had. And the first one up here is an honorable mention. We're going to get right into it. It is the Tone, or the Tone, or I don't know, Ton, I don't know how to pronounce it. Sometimes I call it Tony. And the Louisiana, because these ships by themselves are pretty strong in their tier. Especially the Tony here, if you can manage to play it. If you're good with Japanese cruisers and you can manage one torpedo squadron, it's pretty good. And it's toxic because you can spot for yourself. You have really good guns, in my opinion, even though you only have front-mounted turrets. And you also get Japanese torpedoes. And you can see the torpedo spread here on the attack squadron is actually quite good. And these things do like 1,000 damage per hit. So I think it's 8 or 9 they send out. It's pretty freaking strong. And I do enjoy the Tone, or the Tony. It's a really fun ship. But it does take some skill. But the Louisiana in the other department is extremely easy to play. The tier 10 thing we have just gotten access to, as you know, for the press accounts. You guys have seen it in on my channel. I think it's pretty busted, and that is just, you know, I didn't put it higher up because I think it's gonna get nerfed, and I'm not too sure if it's gonna get really bad or what it's gonna become. But at least I'm gonna put it as an honorable mention for now. But yeah, let's move on to the first ship in this top 5. Alright, so the number 5 spot goes to the D7 Provinci. And this thing is an absolute menace at tier 8. And there you see a ton of these out there, along with the mines. But I don't think mines is toxic in any way, because it has some drawbacks. Whereas the D7 Provinci has good AA, some of the best at tier 8. You get a radar, and you get a speed boost. You also have 360 turrets, believe it or not. And your, you know, DPM is quite good. Along with that, we're not done here, guys. Along with that, you get 3, what do they call, like, bomb squadrons? These Dutch airplane bomb squadrons that drop carpet bombs on targets. These things can set so many fires and do so much damage that they even banned this ship in tournaments. It was banned in the Rule of the Waves because it was tier 8. And this thing is just too good because, again, like the Tone, you can spot for yourself. And when you can do that in a game where there's no CV, you have a very big upper hand. And sometimes people just don't realize that they're getting bombed, you know. They don't think about it, especially if it's a non-CV game, because they won't be looking for planes. So this thing, it goes down at least in the top 5 for one of the most toxic ships, and you just see them everywhere. Now, they don't release this for sale very often, and I think that's a good idea. But as you know, with the word toxic, a lot of people will be thinking, what does he mean? I mean ships in the sense that they, when you play against them, they are just toxic to deal with. You just feel like they are just, you know, breathing negative energy, man. It sounds weird, but think about this. The Smolensk, the D7 Provinci, man. Every time you see them on the enemy team, you just know you're in for a deal. And the same with the Tone or the Louisiana, for that matter. Because, guys, Louisiana will be something we have to deal with, unfortunately. And the same here with the D7 Provinci. It's been out for some time now, and, you know, it does bring that negative vibe to your team when you see it on the enemy side. But it is also quite a fun ship, and it's, I wouldn't say it's hard to play, but it's pretty easy to punish, as it is with many cruisers. But if you don't look at this thing, and if you don't realize it's attacking you, you could really get hurt quickly. Alright, so let's move on to the number 4 spot, and we're going to stay here in tier 8. And speaking of non-fun vibes, the non-fun ship at tier 8, in my opinion, one of the most toxic surface ships at tier 8 is the Atlantico. And Atlantico is a ship that probably everyone who bought the Blitz Pass knows about, because this thing, when it came out, was a plague. It was a scourge. I remember they put out a tier 8 respawn pretty recent after this thing was released, and holy moly, that was stupid. These were just running around everywhere, and people were getting the highest amounts of damage. I think the world record for this is 200,000 plus. Now, they did nerf it, but they didn't nerf the thing that was busted with this ship. The secondaries are insane. I mean, the manual secondaries you see me shooting here are Goliath caliber guns. So they set a ton of fires, have good range, and then of course you get secondary overload 3. Now, they didn't nerf that. No, they nerfed the armor, and the armor was also insane. but it's still pretty darn good, and you still see these things all around, and I honestly think it's one of the most toxic BBs at tier 8, and it's one of the reasons I really don't play that tier. Now there's another reason for that, but we're gonna get to that one later. But Atlantico, man, because I do play a lot of cruisers, and not all of them are very good at setting fires reliably, or not all of them have a good AP. This thing is just annoying to deal with, and see, these ships can't do anything. I mean, this Hawk, Gneisenau, and Lightning. I'm just bowing in towards the Gneisenau, and then I'm gonna focus secondaries on the Hawk. This is so easy, and if you just have any like idea of how the game works, you can maximize this ship really easily. So that is the number 4 spot, and let's move on to the number 3 here. Now I don't have gameplay for this one, but Slava is gonna be in the number 3 spot, and I haven't played much Slava, but I do have a press account, so I have tried it, of course. And I do think it's a fun ship. I understand why people like it, but I think it's really toxic for the main reason that it is just so consistent and so darn good at long range that when you're playing a cruiser at tier 10, you can just get blapped out of nowhere. And this is probably my bias shining through here, because honestly, Slava is pretty easy to deal with, and it's just because of the class I play mostly. I mostly play cruisers that don't have extremely long range, so I can't really deal with a Slava, and people that have good aim can decimate me, and I think that's why it's really toxic. Now, I'm kind of interested to hear what people think about this one, but I'm gonna put Slava at number 3 because, bro, it is just insanely toxic to deal with, because you have to get so close and risk so much just to take damage out of that thing. Now, when you do get close and it's cornered, or you have teammates to help you, Slava is a really easy ship to take down. But if you don't have that and you're just stuck on, for example, this map Encounter, yeah, you're gonna be struggling to do much, because there's so much open terrain, so much open with range, and Slava really excels with that. So it's a really toxic sniper ship, and there's some definite Soviet bias coming through here. And as some of you probably can see, we are going into the number 2 spot here, and well, that is the Smolensk. Now, I decided to put Smolensk higher than Slava because it is honestly so much more annoying to play with. Please take a look at what I'm doing here. It's one of my beloved viewers and subscribers, Mikhail, man. This guy has sniped me so many times on my stream. He's a legendary stream sniper, but today I'm gonna be doing something to the Worcester with Smolensk that usually you can't do, because usually it's Worcester that shoots over islands, but this thing, man, if you get the right angle, you could just decimate somebody. So Smolensk is at the number 2 spot for the main reason that it is a ship with the most insane DPM, and you have 16 guns, I think it's 135s, with a high fire chance, high fire rate, high shell volume, and then you get 2 smokes that are really useful to have, good sonar, and you have some decent AA. Now, the thing with Smolensk is, and the reason it's not that toxic, is a lot of players, you know, they get this ship and they think it's OP, but it is not that OP if you just sail down the middle and die. You have to really know how to play this ship to its full potential and play smart and not take too much damage. But there's a lot of people out there that have played this ship a ton, and at least on my server, we have so many Smolensk people, so many Smolensk mains, people with over 5,000 battles, 7,000 battles in just Smolensk. They are annoying to deal with, because this ship is one of the most insane ships when played right, and when somebody who knows what to do with it is behind the wheel. It is disgusting, and one of probably the most toxic surface ships. It might take the crown in my book as the most toxic surface ship in this game. It is also well known for being that in WoW's PC, and it's even been taken off sale there. That they've just recently released a Smolensk, the Black Smolensk. Now, these things don't have any special skills like we do here on Blitz, where they change the, you know, the lineup for the ship. But it is such a rare ship that the Black Smolensk on PC, I think they will only sell like 2,000, what's it called, unique ships. They will only be sold 2,000 at auction. So this ship is just a very, very well-known ship in the World of Warships, you know, what's it called, community. Everybody knows Smolensk, everybody wants Smolensk, and there's some people that just can't get enough of it. And even here, man, we died quick, right? But we took out 3 ships in that push, and it ended up winning us the game. Now, I just was trying to get gameplay for this, so I could have played that smarter, but honestly, it's just fun to see how much you can do with a Smolensk quick time. But yeah, that is it. Let's move on to the final spot here, and the final spot goes to a ship that I find so annoying, and the main reason I don't play tier 8. It is, of course, the Indomitable. And I am going to be playing versus bots and battle versus AI, because I don't want to play this on my... I don't want to play this ship. I have played it before. I have played it versus real players, but it is just so stupid, and I'm going to show you why. This is just the easiest gameplay in the world. So, you are playing Indomitable. You could pretty much be doing anything other than playing the game. You could be making your homework, you could be looking at your emails, and then what you do is you just send out your dive bombers like this, and then you wait. So, we wait. And we wait. That's it. You don't have, there's no skill involved. You don't have to do anything at all. Just click on the target with your 3 dive bombers, and then along with that you have some insane fighters, and the planes you have are tanky. They don't die very easily. Yeah, it's pretty much an NPC gameplay. This is NPC gameplay, guys. This is what you're seeing right now. I even have the special camo for it. Look at this. So yeah, this is the top 1 most toxic ship in the whole game, if you ask me, and I think a lot of you guys will probably agree, because the hate for this ship is immense, and I don't ever understand why they made it like this. I hope one day they change the dive bombers in this game so they're actually skilled, but I don't think so. Fun fact, my girlfriend was sitting next to me, and I was teaching her how to play Indomitable, and, well, there's not much to teach. It's just click on the target, and there you go. So, yeah, that is the number 1 spot. I don't want to bore you guys anymore with this boring-ass Indomitable gameplay, but I want to thank you for watching the video. I can't wait to hear your opinions on what you find are the most toxic ships. And yeah, I don't think there's much else to say other than I hope you guys have a great day. My name has been BobLyn, aka PabLoon, and I am signing out.